I don't see how he can beat Barrios, honestly.
Since you brought up his name, let's talk about that knockout from Norman to Sasaki today. Good Lord.
Insane, crazy, dude. This dude is... Switch! He could have easily fought over here in the States, but he's not the big name yet. So going to Japan, I'm pretty sure he got a huge payday. He got and looks sensational. Everybody's still talking about it. He didn't have to be here in the States. Here in the States, it would have been against somebody else that didn't really make a lot of sense, and he would have did the same thing and nobody would be talking about it. Going all the way to Japan and getting the knockout the way he did, it's got now he's the man at welterweight. A couple more fights, he'll, waiting to see who gets the vacant titles. If Woods vacates all those titles, then there's a lot of fights out there for him, man. There's big fights out there for him. So I would love to see him. I don't see Ryan Garcia fighting him. I don't see Devin Haney fighting him.
I was about to bring up that because not only his performance today, but this past weekend we had Hitchens versus Gambosis.
Yes,
we saw Hitchens.
And there's word about Hitchens maybe going to welterweight too. Man, those guys are the real deal. At 47, Norman is going to be hard to beat, man. Like I said, big fights like Ryan or Teofimo maybe moving up. I don't see Teofimo moving up to challenge against Norman. That'd be that'd be fucking a lot of hard if he did.
You think Norman's name is more?
But I see Teofimo maybe doing it before
Devin or Ryan.
No, Devin would never do it.
Do you think Brian Norman Jr. is one of those high risk, low reward type of name fighters right now?
Look, I think it's going to take a little more time, a few more wins, but I think he's got the skills. Look, I can't compare him to anybody else because he could punch. He's got a good left. Can be a Leonard, can be a Duran, can be a Hagler, a Hearns. But he does have a little bit where whatever it is, he's good at.
Yeah.
He is good at. He's not just a defensive fighter. He's not just a power puncher. He's not just a good left hook to the body punch fighter. He's got a little bit of everything. So I think still a few more wins. I think Top Rank is going to do a great job with picking the right fights, picking the right opponents, and making them look good.
Obviously, we see the new gym. We see where we're at. You guys have been here a little under 4 months. How's the change been?
Been great, man. Been great. Obviously, the fighters are the same because, it's not like, you have a beautiful gym that doesn't bring you new fighters. It is nice to work out in this, and, in a gym like this. All the guys are happy there, that they love it, but it's the same guys I already had over there. So, it's, the new gym didn't bring me new fighters. I think our work is what brings us the fighters. So we can't say that it's the new gym that's bringing me. No, I think it's just our work. But it is very nice to have these guys. You know what I mean? It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, we'd be sweating right now.
Huh?
If we were in Riverside, we'd be sweating. You and I, we are not even working out. We'd be sweating right now.
For sure. And that's the way real gyms are, where it's fucking hot and everything, So the kids get a little more treated a little bit nicer. But they're all hard-working guys. They all train hard, We're ready we got fights every weekend, in the next couple of months. So we just keep the guys busy.
Yeah, you got a couple fighters tomorrow night in Long Beach.
Long Beach, we have 3 of our fighters fighting tomorrow night in Long Beach. Saturday, we have Brandon Lee fighting in New Jersey, and then the following week we have Uriel fighting on the Jake Paul Chavez card, and we have Cesar Morales, a kid turning pro. We got a kid turning pro. I don't even know where he's at, but he's turning pro. In Rosarito. So, we just keep the guys busy and keep, going week after week.
Another big fight in Saudi Arabia. This is November 22nd. Devin Haney, 3rd division, coming off a UD win against Jose Ramirez. Fans weren't really happy with the performance, but he won a wide unanimous decision. Brian Norman, 3 straight knockouts. Maybe knockout of the year. How you feeling about that fight?
It's an intriguing fight. You got somebody that box good and somebody that bang good. Them fights always come up to be a good fight or a boring fight. Devin Haney can make it boring and win, or Brian Norman can make it exciting and knock Devin Haney out. Devin Haney just gotta be careful, you know what I'm saying? Everybody. And another thing is, Devin Haney's moving up, so his body might take a little bit more punishment. You know what I'm saying? Maybe draining himself, water from the brain and all that was making him weak at 40 and 35. Because Devin Haney's a big guy as well. So 47 might give him what he needs to be able to sustain the punch and punch back. So we gotta see. It's a tricky situation, but that's what boxing is. You never know. One punch can change everybody's situation. So we'll see what happens.
I was surprised. I thought there would be a size difference, being that Dev started at 35 and Brian has been fighting at 47 practically his whole career. When they faced off, it's looking like, even though Brian looks like a bit more solid, but they look to be around the same size.
That's what I'm saying. So Devin Haney might have been killing himself, taking water from the brain and not being able to properly rehydrate to get everything back that he needed. So 47 can be his weight, and it could show a difference in him fighting. Boxing is like, you never know, you never know. And one punch is in the fight, one move up in weight class is in the fight, so we're gonna have to just wait and see.
How do you neutralize the puncher though?
Yeah, what do you mean? Don't let him set the punch. Brian Norman is a guy who have to be set the punch. You know what I'm saying? Any power punch, you have to be set the punch. So Devin Haney just gotta give him different looks, different angles and things like that. And it'll definitely throw Brian Norman off. Brian Norman doing a hell of a job though. He looking better and better and better each fight out. So you gotta see what they got in store.
Who you got in that fight?
Nobody.
Nobody?
It's just a fight that I'm gonna watch and hopefully the best man wins.
IG, fight that me and you talked about, right? It looked like it was going to happen, and it looked like it wasn't going to happen, and now it's definitely going to happen, right? Dev, Norman. I'm excited. Contrast the styles. Dev, third division. Norman, first big name. And then, of course, we got Bill and Senior going to act the fool. Hopefully, they don't go too far with it. What you thinking?
I mean, based off everything you just said, shit, that make it sound like a good fight. It's supposed to be a good fight. Style-wise, like you said, you got the boxer and the puncher. Devin Haney, we know he come from like a program of boxing. Like his program is him to be on his feet, be moving, be giving you some rhythm.
He definitely give me Mongoose vibes.
Yeah.
The style of fighting.
And then you got Norman. He's shown that he could box, but he not a boxer. He trying to punch you out. He trying to knock you out. And he been putting on some good performances, right? And a fight like this is good because they both, how old? Devin Haney, what, 26, 27?
No.
How old is he?
25, 26.
25, 26.
Yeah.
All right. So Devin Haney, he at that point where I've been an adult for, how long would you say you be an adult at 25? Being a real adult.
It depends, because some niggas been adults for like since 16. Yeah. Some people been adults since like 23, 24, so it all depends. So
it depends on what you think. All right. I don't know. I think if it just depends on the night. It depends on the night that you having from the fighters. I mean, where they minds is at, because Devin Haney could be on some boxing shit and be putting a fast jab on him and stabbing him to the body, stabbing him all in his shoulders and all that, breaking his body up, and Norman could walk right through that shit. You never know. Norman feet might be fast enough. I feel like Norman feet got to be fast enough. If his feet ain't fast, he done. You know what I mean? If his feet, and what I mean is Norman ain't picking them feet up. No, if he trying to slide them feet, he not gonna catch Devin Haney. But if he picking them up, he can catch Devin Haney. But Devin Haney, I don't know. He is quick. He is, even though he's not as fully confident as he was before that Ryan fight. I feel like his confidence did, you know what I mean, a little bit. You know what I mean? A little bit. Not like, you know what I'm saying? But if he ain't on that, and he just fight, it could be a good fight. And the shit, I be hearing shit, the ring and all that. They trying to shrink the ring down and all that.
They do.
Trying to make sure they don't like that. I think that's cool, but I think they could work around it too. It's not that small. You know what I'm saying? It's some room. You just gonna have to pull your moves out. Now they just trying to see what motherfuckers really got. So you gotta pull your moves out. You know what I'm saying? Them big rings, you ain't gotta go crazy all the time. But them little joint gonna make you. So, you know what I'm saying? This gonna be a good fight.
Yo, this is one of them Jones where I'm seeing people be split down the middle because you got fans that think that Norman is just gonna wipe Dev out, like there's no chance of hell, and then you got dudes that think that Norman is slow feet and that Dev is gonna outbox and clean.
Yeah.
If you had to lay money on the wood, who has the edge right now? Or who you think will have the edge come fight?
It's not the edge because, all right, let's look at Norman is catching these knockouts, right? And then look at the opponent. How you doing? You know what I mean? You go ahead.
Thank you.
Just go up. What you asked me again, Mill?
I said, who has the edge?
Nobody got no edge. Nobody got no edge. Devin Haney knows too much boxing. If he stay on that and do what he doing, and he be in good shape and let his body take over and just work, he'll be good. But young boy can hurt you. Norman can hurt you. You know what I mean? But to see who gonna take it, Devin Haney in great shape. How I know he be in great shape when Ryan he would have been out. Even though they was trying to let him get put out, he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they was trying to let him, but I'm saying that John they was letting him fight.
Yeah.
They was letting him fight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I can't say who gonna take it because they both got the energy. They both. You know what I mean? They both.
Were you surprised that it got done? A lot of people thought it was bullshit. A lot of people thought it was internet shit.
No, I'm not surprised. The reason I'm not is because I know how Norman and them move. They trying to make sure if it's something they really see and they believe in it, they'll jump on it. I know how they is, and I know they've been looking for the opportunity. Not saying it's a bad thing.
Why is Dev the perfect fight for them? Why is Dev that opportunity?
Because he a wounded dog. He a wounded dog. They think his damage point's down. So you know what I'm saying? And he's not really a wounded dog though. Like it just something did happen to it. Did happen. So it's like with football. It's like with football, right? It's like with football when somebody get hurt. You know what I'm saying? If you trade for that player, you gotta know that happened. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the history, the Carfax. You know what I'm saying?
Carfax, I like that.
That's the Carfax. You know what I'm saying? That's where you gotta look at it. So I don't know. That shit, I don't know. That's a good joint. Norman can punch. He is strong. He do be in good shape. But he got his spots too. Everybody, you know what I mean?
I think that this fight takes me in a couple of different places because it's like the battle of the distance. If Dev can control distance, he should win. If Norman can close the distance, he should win. But did your previous opponents prepare you for Devin Haney? Did your previous opponents prepare you for Brian Norman? Because to me, Jose Ramirez isn't as athletic as a Brian Norman.
No.
But Jen Sasaki, Quentin Randall, Cuevas nor Santillan is as athletic as a Devin Haney. So, excuse me, I'm sorry.
You saying these not the guys you've been fighting for Norman.
For both.
For both. Devin Haney been in there with more styles. He been in there with, he did more boxing. Devin Haney did more boxing. He got an high IQ, he do. Norman IQ ain't been tested to that level. Not yet. This shit right here. If I can get in there and I believe I can do something, I believe I punch hard enough. Norman wanted that's what he believed. This a big joint. This a big fight. This a big fight. This will change Norman whole shit. Norman.
Dev. Because, like you said, people think that Dev is a wounded animal.
That's what I'm saying.
If Dev knocks off Norman,
that's what I'm saying.
If Norman knocks off Dev, he's a name now.
That's what I'm saying.
If Dev knocks off Norman, bro, he's a legend. He's
a legend?
A legend in the sense of what he came back from, and to go in there with a dude that's looked at as at his best right now.
Would he fighting him for the title? Is the title gonna be on
3
the line?
divisions. I think Dev's already a Hall of Famer, but beating Norman stamps it.
That's a good joint for him. That's a good joint. I don't know, man. That's a good fight. I think Dev could do it. I think he got it. I think he got the shit. He definitely got the shit. He definitely got the ability and all that. He just gotta believe he wanna do it. He gotta believe it. Norman think he believe, like he not think, but he believe it. Norman believe like, oh, I could get Devin Haney. That's a wounded dog. See, sometimes something might have happened to a guy, but it be some shit you ain't see. That shit we saw that night. Even though Cuz was on some bullshit, right, Garcia? You know what I'm saying? For Dev, that was a rough night. You know what I'm saying? We got to witness that. Big joint. That was a big joint. So when you see something like that, you think you know something about somebody. When his mindset at that time, his mindset not the same mindset that you about to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he been through something. That's how you get it. Yeah, that's motherfucker hit you like that. Yeah. So for him to get past that and get in his groove, it could be, it could be scary for a lot of niggas. He could get real nasty off it. You know what I mean? He showed us the joint with what's his name, Ramirez. He showed us that's just coming outside. He bullshitted. He know it. You know what I'm saying? When he looked back at it. And now he can make an example out of you. You know what I'm saying? And then Norman, it's the Super Bowl. That'd be crazy.
After, seemingly on the same card, or at least in November. I think it's on the same card though. Devin Haney will be fighting. He's gonna be fighting Brian Norman. What are your thoughts on that, man? Devin got a set of balls on him, don't he, man?
Listen, I gotta give Devin all the credit in the world. All the credit. Because I thought he was just grandstanding, posturing. Well, his father anyway, saying he wanted Brian Norman. But it looks like it's signed, sealed, delivered. Now, let me flip it over to the other side. Throw the pancake on the side that needs to be cooked. Brian Norman is a force of nature. I love that kid. I love him. He reminds me a lot of the concussive power of a Curtis Stevens. And one-shot hitter-quitter action. And not even giving lots of effort to doing it. It just comes out, boom. Very, very dangerous fight for Devin. Very, very dangerous. And the kid seems to have great chops on him too. Like you can't get him off you. Yeah. I think this one, although I appreciate Devin's wherewithal and his wanting to show greatness is a tough step. He's moving all the way up to 47. Brian Norman is a naturally planted 147 with incredible power and a really, really good kid. It's going to be a rough night.
So yeah, it sounds like you're taking Brian Norman.
I have to take Brian Norman. I have to keep it real about what it is. You moving up to where I am. I think he should have stayed at 140 and got some more balance, but he moved up to 47. It's going to be a rough night.
Do you see him stopping Devin?
That is a strong possibility.
Obviously, Devin would have to move around, use his legs. Do you think that Devin that fought against Ramirez can beat him? Or would you give a better chance of the Devin that fought against Regis Prograis?
It would have to be, I would say, honestly, I would have to go with Ramirez, only because Ramirez is a bigger guy and he can punch. Prograis started falling off a bit, and it seemed like Devin was like 5 times bigger than him when they fought. It almost looked like a giant and a midget, Davy and Goliath. And he showed that in the ring. But this is a different animal entirely.
If Devin pulls it off, though, where does that put him in your mind?
It erases a lot of the negativity that he's been experiencing lately. It does. And I love Devin. I love Devin, and his father and I are real good people, and I applaud them on taking this mission and taking this assignment, taking this task. It's a tough task.
What does a win do much for Brian Norman's career, or not really?
You know what? Honestly, let me put it to you this way. It's bigger for Devin than it is for Brian. We're almost anticipating Brian winning, much less by knockout. Devin, we have lots of questions about this. Moving up in weight, dealing with the power factor. Is his mind back in boxing as it should be? A lot of questions. So for Brian, it's almost like this is supposed to happen. But Devin, we don't know what will happen.
Can a loss, in the way you're describing it could happen, or maybe even likely to happen to Devin, do you think a loss like that could end up ruining him?
It's not gonna help him, I can tell you that much. It's not gonna help his portfolio or his resume. Would it be the end of him? Of course not. Unless, God forbid, something happens where that is the case. But we don't think that way. It's still going to be a very, very tough fight, and
Eddie, what's good with you?
Nothing. No, I'm good. Everything's straight. You know what I mean? I'm in here, CA Boxing Gym. Got the youngins, about to work with them a little bit, give some, try to drop some jewels.
Tell them where to find you at.
Huh?
Tell them where to find you at.
Where to find me at? You can find me at Fast Eddie Chambers on Instagram, at Fast Eddie Chambers on Instagram, same thing on TikTok, and I have a YouTube channel, y'all. It's called Fight Like a Pro. Check it out. Some important stuff on there, boxing. Trust me.
Give me the address to the gym too.
The address. Oh, I almost messed up. 221 Broad Street, Florence.
Florence, New Jersey.
Huh?
Florence, New Jersey.
Florence, yes, New Jersey. I'm sorry. Florence, New Jersey.
All right, Eddie, we got some big fights coming up, right?
Yes, we do.
All right, so you got Devin Haney moving up to his 3rd weight class. You got Brian Norman undefeated coming off with 3 knockouts in a row. Who you favoring that matchup?
I've seen Devin hurt before by a few different people at lighter weights. Some, I guess you call them at that point in their careers. Some of them, well, obviously not Ryan Garcia, but like looking at what's the guy's name?
Jorge Linares.
Perfect. Damn, you sharp on it. But yeah, going up that far with a dude that's knocking out 47s and has been at 47, it's just a dangerous thing for me. And it's not like he's not a good boxer. Like he can't box. He can fight. You know what I mean? So it's dangerous. Devin Haney is a talented boxer if he stick to the jab, but I think sometimes he's a little bit he believes a little bit too much in his power. And I think from we've seen in the past, that's a little foolish, and that's kind of what got him in trouble, I think, with Ryan Garcia, because he was boxing well in the rounds that he didn't get dropped in. He was doing well, but going in there trying to, I'm winning, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then you go in behind those shots, and then you get clipped. You know what I'm saying? I think you got to stick to the rules. I would pick him in this situation in most cases, but because I don't know if he can stick to the rules, and he sometimes believe in that power too much, especially if he hurts somebody, I think it could be a bit of a problem. You know what I mean?
Now, everybody talks about Brian Norman Jr.'s power, right? But what I'm noticing is how he sets up the power. He uses a lot of foot feints to get the lead left hook off, right? Now, we've seen Devin Haney have trouble against the left hook against Ryan Garcia, right? Is the foot feint the key to making Devin overreact to the left hook and possibly land the right hand?
Could be. It could be. I mean, that's one of many different things you can do. You know what I mean? Maybe the jab, anything like that, getting you a little bit too apprehensive and, you know, you want to defend it or move your head to the wrong position. I mean, it all depends on how you want to set it up. But the feint in general is a good way to get the hands moving. You know what I mean? To get a reaction or to see the reaction. If Devin's looking to counter in a specific way, the feint will get him to move and show or give up his ideas. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so if I feint you, boom, and then you drop your hand or you pull back or you lift your arm, whatever those things, those are indications of what it is you're trying to set up or what it is you're trying to do. And that's very smart. And that shows that Brian Norman's more than just a puncher.
Now, we've seen Brian against guys that come forward. Okay. Last guy we saw him against that kind of moved a little bit was Quentin Randall, right? Okay. So what approach should Devin take? Should he watch the Quentin Randall fight and take little tidbits, or do you pull a Jose Ramirez where you use constant movement that possibly could nullify your offense as well, but nullify his offense?
I think you got to use I think it's got to be a perfect storm of both. You got to still be you in the situation. Now, obviously, you can take from what you've seen in those two different fights and the styles that they had and what they did. But at the end of the day, you gotta be you. And sometimes that's the scary part. You know what I'm saying? Because he start having success, he start landing some shots. He might go in behind him and then get clipped. So, but I still think he should be him and use the movement like we saw him in the last fight. He used was with Barbosa, right?
No, Ramirez.
No. I mean Devin.
Yeah, Ramirez. He fought Jose Ramirez.
Was that what the fight? That was last fight?
Barbosa fought Tio.
Right. I'm crazy, but yeah, that's right. I got the two mixed up. Anyway, he used a little bit too much movement there and got a little bit. I mean, look, he won the fight, so no complaint, right? Yeah. But he used a little bit too much movement there. I think, like I said, he needs a little bit of that, but he still has to be in position to punch and land a punch. You know what I mean? And I think he can stand and use some more feints. You know what I mean? I think he does use them decently, but he definitely needs to be behind his jab. That's one of the better things I've seen that he's done. And even with Ryan, when he was behind his jab, he was doing really, really well. But like I said, he can't do too much of either one, because one way or the other, you know, he's going to get. I mean, and really, who cares about what people say if you win? But what if he doesn't? You know what I mean? And then he fights with that kind of, like you said, nullify his offense, but nullify yours, and then because he's coming forward, he wins the fight. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just looks bad all around, and Devin hasn't been in the good graces of boxing people for a little while now.
Which is fucking weird, because he's done everything that everybody says they want their fighter to do. It's like, I want you to test yourself. Oh, I want you to go behind enemy lines. Oh, I want you to move up in weight. I want you to fight this guy. I want you to fight that guy. And meanwhile, he gets shit. And the other guys that don't do that are boxing's darling. That's weird to me, yo.
Well, it's like I said. I think it's more than. I think with Devin, I don't think he has a bad personality or anything like that. You know, I think his pop is a little rough for people sometimes, and I think sometimes being a little bit too much in the public eye, being a supportive person, that's great to support, but you gotta learn how to play your part, and you don't want to be in the spotlight too much because then it, you know, it's almost like you're trying to steal your son's shine a little bit. And I'm not trying to say that's what he's doing. You know what I mean? I think he's supporting them and everything. And you want to see, you know, fathers that are here and their kids' life doing the right thing. But like I said, if he's doing too much and he's making his son a target in a sense. You know what I mean? Because I agree with you. I think Devin is stepping up to the plate. He's fighting these guys. He's giving what he got. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying it's his dad's fault, but I'm just saying he's still not looked at as in the most positive light.
If you had to lay money on the wood, who wins that?
Devin and
Brian.
Norman. I had to put money on it.
Size difference ain't what I thought it would be. That was kind of shocking.
If I was forced, I'm gonna say Devin decision. I'm gonna say Devin decision because if he gets it right here, if he gets it right, and he boxes, and he stays behind the jab, he feints, he keeps him on edge, and if he can get respect from Norman, you need to get respect from him. I can go Devin. It's a dangerous pick, obviously, because we've seen him hurt before with the left hook, and that's obviously one of Norman's best punches. But like I said, got to go with the boxer, the smart guy, the one who can stay on the outside if he stays smart.
I guess if he does, then I guess we could revisit this conversation basically.
Perhaps.
Okay. So let me shift gears to your guy, Devin Haney. It's not really your guy, but be good, man. See you soon. But your guy. I think Devin and Africa are best friends. They just don't wanna admit it. But what's your thoughts on him officially moving all the way up to 147, not a catchweight, and fighting Brian Norman? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think Devin Haney was trying to get away from the 140 division because he knew Richardson Hitchens was on his way. And I think that now that he moved up to 147, he got to deal with Brian Norman. I think that that's a fight that he's going to have to really, really keep his right hand up because Brian Norman has a good left hook from what I saw the last fight. And, you know, he don't want to experience that left hook situation like he did in the past with Ryan Garcia. So, I mean, I think it's a good fight for him, you know, for him to overcome whatever traumatic experience that he may have had with Ryan Garcia, and we'll just see, you know, on the outcome.
Who would you favor, though?
Who would I favor? I haven't really watched Norman. What's his name?
Brian Norman.
Brian Norman. But I'm leaning towards Devin because, you know, he has good attributes. He had good footwork. He got decent jab. He got good hand speed. And so, you know, let's see what happens. But if I have to lean towards anyone, I would be leaning towards Devin Haney.
Last joint, Devin Haney, 3rd division, 2-division world champion. Now heading into the fight with Brian Norman. Last 3 fights, dominant. Arguably knockout of the year and just riding a wave of momentum.
Versus who?
Devin and Brian Norman.
No, I said versus who?
Oh, okay, I got you.
And I don't even dislike Brian Norman. I think he all right. I just think Devin Haney been in the ring with way better fighters. He's been fighting at a high level way longer. I think Brian Norman is strong. He got heart. He young. He gonna come to fight. This is Tuzzy. I mean, he getting a chance to step up, and the fighter's a little bit smaller than him, right? So it's an ideal situation if you're going, you know what I mean, for your step-up opponent. And for Devin, I think what makes it a good fight in everybody's mind, whereas though you're not just taking Devin due to his experiences and some of the wins that he has, the reason why you're not doing that right now is because his last fight, people ain't look like how he looked. Even me, as a fan of Devin Haney, I thought he moved a little bit too much in that last fight. So it's in the back of some people's mind that he's shell shocked or whatever they trying to call it and all of that. And I see what the people say on the internet, and I hear what the people say in the boxing gyms. It's people like legitly think like Dev not gonna never be the same after that Brian fight. I don't really believe it, and that's the reason why I would probably pick Devin in that fight, because I don't believe he that. Even though I didn't like how that fight went, I don't think I think he'll get over it, and I think he's a more skilled fighter than Brian Norman is at this point in time. So I would lean towards picking Devin Haney.
What does that say about Dev's mindset? That he's coming off of the most scrutiny and taking punishment, and that he jumps up and weight and it's like, look, oh, he the dude that's knocking out shit at the weight? I'll take him.
Devin always had heart, though, and that's one thing that people don't give him credit for. Whether it's he has to go to Australia to fight Kambusos, knowing that like they trying to get him on their own soil. They wasn't even trying to let his dad come to the fight. He came back home. He fought Lomachenko. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he be, every time they bring up his name with T.O., he be jumping at it. He took all of the fights. Devin ain't turned down nothing but his collar. You know what I'm saying? Even when people talk about Regis this, Regis that, I know the way Regis look right now. But when Devin fought him, people wasn't lining up. They wasn't saying, hurry up and give me Regis. Like, I'm not saying that he was like, you know what I'm saying, Mike Tyson or nothing. But people wasn't lining up for that.
Yo, Regis had one loss. I just don't like how you'll tell me that a fighter is scared of another fighter, then when he beat him now, the fighter isn't shit.
Now he wasn't that good.
It's like, come on. Yeah. It's like, yo, it's...
Yeah. That's what happened with Boots and Stadionis.
Boots Stadionis?
He beat Stadionis, and then they was like, he was tailor-made for Boots. I'm like, bro, it was y'all was picking him to beat. Y'all was picking him to beat. And they just, I don't know, man. It's just the boxing fans, bro. Like, they crazy, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, and I'm one of them, so I be seeing it. So I know, like, boxing fans crazy. I think I enjoyed my last like 6 months of being able to be like a bit of a fan before it's just like all business all the time. You know what I'm saying?
We'll go to the body. You know what I'm saying? And when you finish it with that hook, slide that right shoulder, get back to that liver, or come back up top with a hook.
G, you already know what it is, man. Fight week, right? Yo, the shades got me crying, yo. Fight week, really, really big fight. Fight that we've been talking about for like, it seemed like damn near the whole year.
Yeah.
Devin Haney, Brian Norman. Now you see the teams interacting, they going back and forth, they talking they shit. Yeah. Both fighters doing their interviews, they talking they shit. Yeah. How you feel about it?
I mean,
now that it's here.
I feel better that it's here. I mean, because like you said, we've been talking about it for a nice while. But I just love this fight. I love this fight because it is proven grounds type of fight, and that's for both fighters. So I'm looking to see if Devin Haney really is affected fully by the Ryan Garcia fight, or is he gonna say, "Fuck that, it's old, it's past tense." I mean, we gotta take care of what's in front of us. Or is Brian Norman Jr. a fluke, or is he the real thing? You know what I mean? So it's proven grounds. It's a lot.
This is the most talking I've ever seen from Brian Norman Jr. It's the most outspoken he's ever been.
I mean, we both know though, when you sign a contract, even if you're not with the promotion company or the production, you gotta partake in the, the little situations like them asking them little funny questions and all of that. You do gotta involve yourself. So, you know what I mean? So, and plus, I think they excited a little bit about the attention they get. Getting a lot of attention. You know what I mean? So, it's like that girl you like. She finally called you back. You gonna hurry up and pick that motherfucker up. You know what I mean?
What does that fight look like this Saturday?
I think we get 3 fast. The first 3 rounds very fast.
Oh wait, let me sit this down because I feel like this is gonna be a good one.
I feel like the first 3 rounds very fast, high pace. Brian Norman going for broke. I got him going for broke the first 3 rounds. It's a saying in boxing, or it's not so much a saying, but it's like it's an unspoken about like law where the best time to test the chin is early because it's still cold. You know what I'm saying? Meaning he ain't really warmed up yet. Touch him early, you can affect him early. You know what I'm saying? So I can see Brian Norman coming out fast. I can see Devin Haney coming out fast, but fast meaning getting up out of there fast. You know what I mean? Getting back with his jab fast feints. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I can see Brian Norman throwing big hooks, uppercuts, going to the body, trying to make it a rough, tough fight, wrestling him in there, throwing him up against the ropes, like some Clubber Lang type shit. You know what I'm saying? I can really see that. The thing is, if Devin Haney survives those early rounds, I think we'll start to see Devin Haney rounds unfold starting like around round 5, round 6, where he really scoring clean shots and not getting hit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, doing his thing. But I think Norman will be putting pressure on all night, but I just think it'll slow down. I don't think you can keep it at a high pace for 12 rounds. I don't think he can keep it for a high pace for 12 rounds. Maybe with a guy that's standing there, but not with a guy that's making you think. When a guy making you think, you know, that's extra work on the body and the mind. So I feel like we get a great fight overall, though. Get a great fight.
During their face-off, right? Dev said, "And what if I put you down? And what if I put you down? And what if I put you down?" And then Brian Norman says, "You're not gonna put me down. You can't put me down."
Yeah.
And Dev replies, "All right, remember that."
Yeah.
Does that kind of like pull back the curtain on what Devin might be thinking? Because you mentioned Stoppage. You and somebody else that I talked to, y'all mentioned Stoppage.
Yeah.
And this is a while ago. So were you surprised by that, or you think he sees what you see?
Sometimes guys get so disrespectful they forget it's a shootout. Meaning, the disrespectful guy starts to think, I'm the only one got a gun. He ain't gonna shoot back. He ain't gonna do shit. Sometimes in fights, it be like that. Like, the guy that's more offensive and the harder puncher, he forgets that this guy, he got a gun too. So he start throwing so much to the point where he wearing himself out and he not really getting the results that he's looking for. And, you know, but he's wishing on a star where all I gotta do is land one of these motherfuckers. I'm gonna get you out. Dev know there's gonna be spots open for him to land his shit. All he gotta do is throw his shit. And I'm gonna give y'all a secret that y'all gonna call me a hater for it. But that's fine. Norman really can't fight on the inside. He's a mauler, he's rough and tough, but I'm talking about skillfully in the inside, he can't fight. He can't fight on the inside. And on the inside, if you think I'm bullshitting, after y'all see this video, go check out what I'm saying. In the inside, he don't really move his head a lot. He keep his head in the same spot. There's going to be spots for Devin Haney to do what he got to do. If he don't do it, it's on him. But if he do it, he going to find success in it. You know what I'm saying? Could Norman knock him out? Yeah, anybody could be knocked out. But we never seen Devin Haney knocked out. We never seen Norman knocked out, but we seen them both go down. We seen that. Both of them. We seen both of them hurt. We seen that. So we talking about two men here. It's not like we talking about two mutants or two robots or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I think Dev realized that, but I can't speak on that until we see it. But I'm just putting it out there now. One, Norman, I think is going to go crazy. He's going to go crazy trying to get to Devin Haney. Trying to get him out because this is his moment. This is his moment to be the guy. Could it happen? Yes, it could happen. Devin is like, yeah, you gonna go crazy, but I got something for that. Every time you go crazy, I'm gonna touch you. I'm gonna touch you and I'm gonna let you know you shouldn't have played with me. You know what I mean? You shouldn't think I'm take me for sweet because I'm a man. You know what I mean? And you know it could go his way. It's all about who taking chances and who getting the opportunities. Who's what's the word I'm looking for?
Who's going to capitalize?
Capitalize on your opportunities. Whoever capitalizes on their opportunities wins the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a great fight. I do got Dev winning by decision overall, and then my random, you know, in the air 9th round, Devin Haney. You know what I mean? My random in the air pick.
What's your thoughts for people in the comments? You and anybody else from Philly that picks Dev is Philly hates Brian Norman.
At this point, it don't even make sense because it's clear that they don't want no trouble with nobody from Philly. So I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Me and Norman fought back in February. He said he was going to knock me out. He didn't knock me out. He got the win because it was a hometown decision, but he didn't knock me out. He didn't do shit. He didn't really do shit. He fought, and I respect him for that, but he didn't do nothing. His sons know he ain't do nothing. The crowd know he ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They came to see if I was really going to go down. That was the last thing in my mind. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as Philly people hating on the Normans, why? Nobody care about that. You know what I mean?
For me, it doesn't make much sense because it's a good fight, right? You analyzing a fight.
Right. That's all.
Where I see ways where Norman can win. I think it's 50-50. I see ways where Norman can win.
Yeah.
I see ways that Dev can win.
Yeah. I think it's 70-30.
I think I'm going to have my final prediction. I want to see the weigh-in. I want to see how both guys look at the weigh-in.
Yeah. They're going to look good at the weigh-in. They both in shape. You know what I mean? And they both prepared. It's just who gonna show up. You know what I mean? That's what happened. That's what happened with fights. It's who show up.
Who has more to prove?
It's even. It's even. Because what's happening with Norman could just be all a dream, or it could be a real thing. With Dev, it could be, I'm not shot. Y'all thought I was shot. I'm not shot. Y'all tripping. You know what I mean? So they both got a lot to prove. It's really no plus or minus, you know what I mean, as far as proving. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight. They both want to win. They both still young. You know what I mean? They both want to go down as legends. In order to do that, you got to have fights like this, and you got to show up. You got to pull up.
What round does the fight break out?
First round. They going to get it in. It's going to be Norman not playing around. He not playing around. He know he can't bullshit. He can't come out there and bullshit. When the last time they had a champion from his area? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been some solid fighters come out of there, but when the last time they had a champion from down there? You know what I mean? So he trying to hold it down.
Ain't Vernon Forrest from down there, right?
Yeah, that's Vernon Forrest though.
Vernon Forrest and Vander Holyfield.
Vernon Forrest was an Olympian. You know what I'm saying? Holyfield, yeah, 80s.
Holyfield
90s.
was an Olympian too.
You know what I'm saying? So those guys was different. I'm not saying Norman isn't different, but this tonight you gotta show something. You gonna have to show something. You know what I mean? And it gotta be more than I can punch. It take more than that to beat a guy like Devin Haney.
How important is the corners?
Very important, because you gotta be able to keep your dog composed through all that pressure. You gotta be able to make the right calls, the right adjustments. You gotta try your best not to get frustrated. You gotta understand that you got 36 minutes of war in there. You know what I mean? Not 12 minutes, not 9 minutes, 36 minutes. So you gotta prepare for 15 rounds, even though it's a 12-round fight. But you preparing for, you know what I mean? 15. That's how we do it.